So today I'm going to show you and go over how to stop wasting money sending free samples to creators that aren't going to bring you any return on that investment. In case you're wondering, my name is Daniel. I am currently in the process of scaling a 7-figure e-commerce brand. I have been in this space for a little over 4 years now. And if I go back to the Shopify analytics, as you can see for the past year, we did over $144,000 on TikTok alone. And that number is actually very skewed because our shop was initially limited and TikTok shop was actually limiting our orders to around 50 a day. So those orders would come in and they would fill in about a few minutes and then our order limit would be reached. And because of that, we weren't able to hit the revenue goals that we wanted, but that's besides the point. The point is I have some experience dealing with this kind of stuff. For anyone that wants to sit there and tell you, oh, TikTok shop is easy, it's a quick route to getting rich, just send your product out and people make content for free, for absolutely free. Yeah, look, it sounds great in theory, but I'm not gonna lie to you and sugarcoat things. It is not as easy as it sounds. Most brands that are new and starting on TikTok shop are inevitably gonna fail or hit some massive bottlenecks at some point. Don't let these gurus come out there and tell you, oh, TikTok shop, it's so easy. All you got to do is sign affiliates. They'll literally make ads for you and post it on their personal page for free. You get rich quick. It's not like that. It is not the easiest thing in the world. Actually, it's quite a bit of a pain. But if you can endure a little bit of pain, stick with the right process, you can eventually end up seeing the benefits that TikTok shop and the whole affiliate ecosystem has to offer. Now, of course, I'm speaking to the brands that are not bankrolled with millions and millions of dollars in funding. That's a different story. They usually ramp up pretty quickly and they have money to burn. If you're trying to be cost effective and you're running lean, whether it's a startup or you've just raised a pre-seed round and you don't have that much funds to work with, which is the whole point of the affiliate system on TikTok shop, then you want to be mindful of your spend and your strategy. But this applies to bigger brands as well. Everything goes hand in hand. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and open up the affiliate center. And then I'm also going to show you guys the main platform that we use. A lot of people like using a platform called Yuka, but from my experience, we've used both of these. They're essentially the same thing. Yuka does not offer quite as much features as Kruva, and it's roughly around the same price. So this is Kruva. This is the one we use for all of our automated outreach, affiliate management, and managing sample requests. You can pretty much do anything in this software once you hook it up to your TikTok shop. So as you can see, we have a lot of sample requests. The biggest mistake I see a lot of brands doing is trying to accept every single sample request as soon as it comes in. Now, this might work if you have a very low cost of goods, but usually within the CPG space, that does not seem to be the case. And for most brands, they simply just can't afford to send a full sample of their product to any random affiliate. Because the sad truth about affiliates is that most of them are not gonna generate you any revenue whatsoever. Now, this is from us accepting over thousands and thousands of sample requests. Anyone that has done it on TikTok shop that has generated some revenue will say the exact same thing. A very small amount of affiliates will actually be responsible for moving the needle and generating revenues for your company. So that's one thing you got to keep in mind already. Obviously, it's impossible to predict which affiliates are going to generate you the most amount of revenue, but after getting a few videos from affiliates that do well here and there, you'll start catching on to patterns and you'll see what your target demographic resonates with the best in order to make the most amount of conversions. So currently we were dealing with some more issues and our TikTok shop affiliate program is paused, but this works the exact same way. I'll go through the requests and what to look for here that we either approved or didn't approve. We can start with this one. We know our main demographic is males aged 25 to 45 that live an active lifestyle, so on and so forth. So already off the profile pic and the name, I liked the look of this affiliate, but obviously you can't just go off by looks. So one thing you want to go to is this affiliate performance section and you want to see what their 30-day GMV is. Usually we like to shoot for something in the 1 to 2K range minimum. That is the minimum GMV that we'd like starting out. But if you just launched your product on TikTok shop and you're a brand new brand and you can't seem to get even these affiliates on board just yet, then it's not a problem. You can lower that threshold down to at least get some numbers into your affiliate pipeline before you end up moving that up. And I can make another separate video on actually setting everything up and covering the bases of getting started within the affiliate system and how to bypass the outreach limits and all that. So if you guys are interested in seeing a video like that, just drop a comment below and I'll be sure to make one of those. Followers don't really look at this too much. A lot of these pages are converted. A lot of TikTok shop affiliates will buy pages that already have the proper amount of followers to convert them into TikTok shop affiliate pages so they can take the shortcut, not have to gain followers and start selling immediately. So I don't really ever pay attention to that, but here's an important number I do pay attention to, the post rate. I want this number to be at least like 75 to 80%. This number means that 83% of the time when they get or receive a sample or have before in the past, they have posted a video. Now, before this metric came out, we used to send samples. And a lot of the times the affiliates never even returned a video. They would just keep the sample and we'd be shit out of luck. Now, this metric single-handedly defeated a large part of that problem because now we can conservatively estimate whether or not that affiliate is going to post. So keep that in mind. You definitely want to take a look at that. The average video views, again, I don't pay attention to this all that much because the GMV speaks for itself. A lot of people will juice views and they'll have a very low GMV, but a very high average view count. And it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, you want to see how well they convert and not how much views their videos may or may not be getting. Because if there's one thing I've learned is that a video that is targeted towards the right people and has the right selling propositions within it that only has 10,000 views can generate 10x the revenue of a video that, mentions the product but is not correctly structured that may have 1 million views. And we've seen examples of this time and time again, which is why I don't pay too much attention to the average view count. Now, the last metric that I like to look at, and I don't see it in here, but it's this PPS score right here. In Kruva, you can filter it by the highest rating to the lowest rating. So here's the definition of that PPS score. It's basically just a reflection of all the important metrics that we talked about. So the higher, the better. And after accepting requests and getting to analyze the affiliate metrics, you'll have a feel for what PPS score you want. Typically, I shoot for 4.5 or higher. Anything lower than 4.5, I just end up seeing kind of like a downward trend or diminished returns at that point. So I try and shoot for 4.5 or higher, and those are usually the affiliates that are the most serious. Before we end off the video, the most important thing to be mindful of, and a lot of people skip over this too when they just try and focus on metrics, is actually opening up the TikTok Shop profile. It's not to say that you need to do this every single time, or if you have somebody in charge of accepting affiliate requests, they can go in and you just tell them what to look for. But you need to actually see what sort of content and structure of videos these affiliates are posting, because a lot of the time you'll find all the metrics are great, you'll go to the profile and they are not your demographic, their target demographic. It's like an old grandma who's knitting in the backyard and sometimes talks about products, and it's just not at all who you're trying to target. So definitely the most important thing above all else is actually the review of that affiliate's content. And actually, I sometimes weigh this higher than even the metrics themselves. So if I see like a really strong name or profile picture and the metrics aren't quite there, I'll still go ahead and open their TikTok profile, scroll through their videos, and if they have high quality videos with a good heading and quick hooks and they show their face and their full body, I don't want like that faceless bullshit where they show the product and they're just twirling their hands. That shit does not convert. I don't care about that bottom of funnel crap. Like, I don't want to see that. I want to see an actual person, because that's what people and customers resonate with the most. And if I see that, most of the time I will accept the affiliate sample request anyways. And these are usually the sorts of affiliates that end up doing the best. So the simple checklist is verify all the metrics, identify the thresholds that you want to be at. If you aren't already, get a platform like Kruva to help you do this so much easier. They have built-in filters. Then you can go in, review the affiliates' profile pages, and only select the ones that have a high chance of bringing a return on your investment. In doing so, you will not only lose a lot less money, but you're going to scale a lot faster. There's lots of things I didn't cover in this video. This is going to be sort of like a series of many videos. So if you're interested, go ahead and subscribe. I will be doing more and more TikTok Shop breakdown videos. I will also be posting the latest news on TikTok Shop and what brands should be aware of, because I don't know if you guys try to keep up with all this AI crap, but TikTok Shop is almost just as crazy in the sense that there are literally new updates like every other day, and there's always something new to take advantage of. So be sure to subscribe to stay in the loop. Let me know your guys' biggest affiliate frustrations. Lastly, if you're just a cool, chill brand owner that wants to have conversation on the bottlenecks or nuances that you've experienced with TikTok Shop and or the affiliate program, I'd be more than happy to do so. My Calendly link is in the description below. This is basically all that I do at this point in my life, so I hope you guys can take advantage of it while the opportunity is there.